Hi, friends. I'm Lori Palau, host of the popular weekly podcast, This Organized Life, founder of Simply Be Organized, and author of the book Hot Mess, A Practical Guide to Getting Organized. For the past 7 years, we've been sharing stories, interviews, and strategies to help you live a more organized life. Whether you're struggling with physical clutter, calendar clutter, digital clutter, or just overwhelmed with the mental load of all the things, we're here to help you every step of the way. We know that one of the biggest struggles many of us face is time, and even finding the time to listen to a 45-minute long episode might not even be doable, which is why we've created this Organized Life Tip of the Week. These short episodes are designed to give you a little boost to start your week off on the right foot in under 15 minutes. This might be something that I'm doing in my personal life that I wanted to share, a tip that someone shared with me that I want to pass along to you, or maybe it might just be a prompt or story to help you think differently about the true meaning of clutter. New episodes of our Tip of the Week are automatically going to show up in your podcast feed on Mondays, and our regular long-form episodes will continue to drop each and every Thursday. Now, if you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe or follow button for instant access to all of our 300 plus past episodes. And if you're already subscribed to TOL, there's nothing that you need to do. Our bonus episodes should already be in your feed. Regardless of whether you just found us or you're one of our OG listeners, I am so happy that you're here. Now, let's get to it. Hey everybody, I am Lori Palau, and I am so excited to be talking to you on our Tip of the Week episode. If you're new to our show, we have recently started this new bonus episode of This Organized Life. Our normal episodes, our long form episodes drop every Thursday. We've got over 300 episodes in our whole roster where we talk to experts and interview people, authors, and everyday folks, you name it. We run the gamut of people who have some knowledge on a particular topic, and we talk about how organization shows up in their world. But we wanted to bring you just some actionable strategies for people that want just a quick tip, a quick boost, a jolt. And so we thought, let's add on this bonus episode completely free of charge for you guys that we're going to drop every Monday. And it's just in addition to our regular episodes. So we're not kind of losing out on anything that we're already doing. We're just giving you some additional content. And the goal with these tip of the weeks is to just give you maybe one thing. If you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling stressed, just give you one thing that you can maybe try for the first time. Or if it's maybe something that you've tried before and it hasn't worked, maybe give it another whirl. Talk a little bit about why we believe this is something that is of value and that can help bring some simplicity and peace to your life and help you live ultimately a more organized life, which is why we're all here, right? So that we can have the freedom to do the things that we want with the people who we want to do it with and not be riddled with shame, clutter, anxiety, overwhelm, all those things. So today's episode is going to be talking all about laundry routine. Now, I actually should have had my husband on the show. So if you're an old listener or a longtime listener, you'll know that my husband, we call him Laundry Loving Josh, is the laundry guru of the family. And it's interesting because we can unpack that. I have done it before. I think a lot of it stems from the fact that Josh grew up in an apartment without a washer and dryer in his apartment. So he didn't have his own unit. And so having your own washer dryer in your home is a luxury. And so when we moved to our first house that had a washer dryer, it was like, he was like a kid in the candy store. And so this is something that he loves to do. He does it from start to finish. He's like a little bit cuckoo, in my opinion, but I will take it over the alternative of avoiding laundry because, again, we all know whether you live alone or you have a tribe of people in your house, laundry, it is constantly materializing. And for a lot of people, it is their hot mess minute. For a lot of people, it is the bane of their existence. And they will try to figure out a lot of different ways. What's the right way to do my laundry? And again, spoiler alert, I never believe that there's a right or wrong way to do anything. I think you have to look at what your particular lifestyle is like, what's going on in your world, and say, what is the system or strategy that's going to work for me? And the other thing is, what works for you now might not work for you 6 months from now or a year from now. So these are not necessarily one and done. Things can be modified and changed as the seasons of our lives change. And I can say, our laundry routine looks a little bit different now than it did when we had our girls growing up and they were involved in sports and activities and we were you know, constantly doing wash all the time. So it's, we've been able to pump the brakes a little bit, but nonetheless, it's still a thing. So, all right. I wrote down, so if anybody's watching this on YouTube, you'll see me actually looking down. So I think really the ultimate thing with laundry, if I have one takeaway, is that you want to be proactive about it. That's the goal. Is you don't want to let laundry, just like mail, it's going to just keep happening. And if you just wait and procrastinate on it, it's going to be like drinking from a fire hose trying to play catch up. So if you can start to develop a routine, whatever that is, and I'm going to give you a couple of different scenarios to try out. That's step one, is just being proactive. Waiting until you have no other underwear in your drawer is not the solution that I'm recommending people. So we want to try to figure out how is the best way for us to tackle laundry given the season of life that we're in. So number one is the one method is the do one load every day, right? So for some people, if they have a lot of different people in their house and there's constantly stuff going on, as opposed to saying, today's going to be laundry day, which is a method that some people use. I personally don't like that. I feel like it adds a lot of pressure. Maybe if you're a single person, you can do that because it's just you. But for people that are talking about, we have families, kids, towels, especially in the summer, if there's like beach towels, all the things, or if you live in a warm weather climate, I mean, it could be an ongoing thing. So if you are somebody that has tons and tons and tons of laundry and you feel like you're always doing laundry, maybe just say, we're going to do one load a day. And whether that means we're going to do it. And when I say do one load a day, I mean, wash it, dry it, fold it, and ultimately put it away. The put it away, I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway because especially we're going to talk about kids in a second with this. Depending on if you're doing your kids' laundry or if they're doing it, you might say, I'm going to put it in their room and their job is to put it away. So that's the one kind of caveat. But I think the goal is if you're going to do it, it's like wash, dry, fold at the bare minimum, wash, dry, fold in one day. So that is one school of thought for laundry. The second one is, and this is something that we've done in our house when our kids were living here, is we had Josh and I had one hamper for us. We had a darks and a lights, but our girls each had their own hamper or laundry bin in their rooms because at some point, the goal is to allow or to teach your kids to be able to do their own laundry. And so by doing this, not only does that take the burden off of you and the responsibility off of you to do the laundry, but it also eliminates the decision fatigue of like, whose socks are these, whose t-shirts that, especially if you've got same-sex kids that might stuff be interchangeable. I know, again, I have two girls. Their styles were pretty different, but some of the stuff was kind of generic. And especially if you've got like two boys or three boys or however many boys, a lot of times like the t-shirts look the same, the socks look the same, the underwear looks the same. So if you can just keep them separate, you don't have to worry about where's my something or other. Oh, it's in my brother's closet. So just keeping them and doing a load per person, right? So this is Johnny's laundry. This is Susie's laundry. And then they can just, if you're still doing it for them, you can know that that's that person's and then it goes in their room. And again, ultimately the goal is we want to be able to teach our young children to be able to take that on as part of their responsibilities. Okay. So let me see. The next the next thing I wanted to say actually was, yes. So the third thing is dedicate a laundry day that you're going to do it. Now, again, this is not my personal choice, but I know for some people that are really busy doing a lot of things, if maybe they work outside the home full time, they're gone, they're not actually home to do the laundry. And for some people, they will wrap their brains around, okay, Sunday is laundry day. My concern with this, and I've always said this, is if something goes sideways on a Sunday, if you're putting all your eggs in that one day that you can do your laundry and something unexpected comes up, as it probably will at some given point, then you are really far behind. Where if you're doing a little bit either every day or a couple days a week, then you are not necessarily going to set yourself up. However, listen, growing up, my mom stripped the sheets every Monday, and that was her thing. And so there's nothing necessarily wrong with that either. I think it's a matter of just saying, I'm going to do this on a certain day and blocking that time and assuming that nothing else unexpected comes up, that you prioritize doing that. And I think that's the concern, is you want to start building these habits and routines and being disciplined enough that you're going to do them. And so again, there are sometimes unexpected things that come up, but laundry, we know, is something that's going to be ongoing. So the more that you can build that into your muscle of organizing, the better that's going to be. Now, I want to go back for a second. So those are really the three things, right? So you're going to do something every day, you're going to have the specific laundry day, or you're going to have each person in the home have their own laundry basket. And so one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, at what age should my kids be doing their laundry? And again, there's not a one size fits all. And I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback from this. You can feel free to write in and let me know your thoughts. But I think the most important thing to do is start modeling behavior for your kids as early as they can, like, start walking and cognitively see what you're doing. So I'm talking like 2 years old. Are they going to be doing a little laundry at 2? Absolutely not. But what they can do is, when you get them unchanged, even if you're still dressing them and undressing them, is let them take their clothes, hand them to them, and show them where the hamper is, or show them where the laundry basket is, and teach them that that's where that goes. So you're just starting to show them that. Maybe if you're doing laundry, you could bring your toddler into the laundry room with you, or the basement, or wherever your laundry, or even if it's at the laundromat, bring them with you and show them, because they will start to see and observe what you're doing. Even if they don't know how to do it right now, even if they're not old enough to do it, even if they cognitively don't understand it, they're still going to recognize this is what we do. And the same goes true with the folding. So the more that you can start to show your kids how you do things and just let them just lead by example, the easier it will be when you're teaching them how to do it. So that leads me to the next step. So by the time your kids are, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old, they can be helping out with certain steps. Again, not necessarily saying they're going to be doing all of it, but you can have them help pour the detergent into the machine. Or if it's like a Tide Pod, you can supervised, of course, people, but you can have them throw the Tide Pod in, let them know and talk to them about what you're doing, and let them help with folding. Maybe give them something simple like a washcloth. It doesn't have to be something complicated, but let them get in the habit of doing it. And then as you're putting the stuff away, model that, let them help you. And every kid's developmental stages are going to be different. And so you're going to know your kid, if your kid's ready or not. But again, oftentimes we don't give our kids as much credit for what they can and are able to do. And so just try it and see how it works out. But if the more that you normalize these types of household responsibilities and life skills, the easier it's going to be for them by the time that they're in high school. But again, I think ultimately, by the time your kids like 10, 11, 12, they should be able to do a full load of laundry themselves. Period, full stop. And again, there's exceptions to the rule, but doesn't mean that you don't ever have to do it for them as a parent, but they should know how to do it. They should be able to know how to throw in a load of laundry, put it in the dryer, fold it, put it away. They should have those basic skills by the time 10 to 12 years old. If you want to help them, that's great. If you still want to do their laundry because that's what you do, and allow the kids to put it away, I think that's fine. But the more empowerment that you can give your kids now before they go off and launch into adulthood or college or whatever that looks like, the better it's going to be, because then when they do go, they will not be overwhelmed with knowing how to tactically do these jobs, but also how to fit that into their schedule, because so much of living an organized life has to do with knowing how to prioritize, how to time block, and how to fit all of these moving parts of the things that we do in any given day, or in a given week, into our routines. And so the earlier you can start showing these types of things and teaching them how to do them, and let them understand how much time something takes, the easier it's going to be for them in the long run. Not to mention, it's going to relieve some of the burden from you, from saying, I have to do 5 loads of laundry, to just saying, you know what? I'm doing a couple loads of laundry. And so I think, again, a lot of parents really struggle with relinquishing the control over that. We'll do an episode about relinquishing control, but today I just want to give you these laundry tips. Start to think about, what is my laundry routine? Do I have one? Is the routine that I have working for me? Because a lot of times people have a routine, but it's not really effective. So just because you have it doesn't mean it's working. So I want you to look at the routine that you are doing and saying, is this something that is actually causing me stress and anxiety, or is it something that is, I'm getting what I need done? So let us know your thoughts. Feel free to hop on over to our Facebook group if you're on Facebook at This Organized Life Podcast. You can leave us, shoot us a DM at Simply Be Organized. That's our parent company. And leave us, leave us a note, or you can even send us an email. We've got a form on our website. It's called simplybeorganized.com/questions. And you can leave questions or comments there on any of the things that we talk about on our tip of the week or on our regular episode. So I hope that you found this useful. I'd love to know your laundry routine. If you want to post something, you can always tag us. We would love to hear it and see the things that are working for you. So until next week, I am Lori Palau. Peace out.